Hey, what's up everyone? Danny Lightning back with another War Robots video. So today we're going to talk about robots that everybody should have in their hangar. So we're probably going to go over like the top 10 or the top 15 or something like that. I don't have a set number yet. We're going to talk about even a couple robots that are really good when you're brand new. But first we're going to start off with some of my favorite robots. Alright, Aljun. Very good robot. At first, he's a little hard to get the hang of because the controls in the air are strange, and you need to be able to make sure you get back to a good landing point, all right, to where you can land behind cover. If you don't land in the right spot, Aljun is going to die. But once he gets up in the air, he's got his dragon breath, and he's got two heavy weapons that just blow people up, all right. Very easy robot to play and get kills with. It just takes a little bit of skill to learn to fly him and get back to a good landing spot. All right, you get back to that good landing spot, you're going to be blowing everybody up with this guy. Excellent robot, fun and easy to play for the most part. All right, so some of you guys might be surprised, but Hades is on the list, okay? Hades is just an all-around really good, well-balanced robot. If you play him cautiously, you're probably going to get a lot of kills. Alright, this guy can really do a lot of damage. I find that he's very easy to play. He's best as an activate your shield, pop out, try and take somebody out and get back to cover robot. But as long as you level him up enough, this guy can really brawl as well. Like, he's got a pretty decent amount of hit points. It only says he has 142,000, but he feels way tougher than that. I have some robots with a similar amount of hit points that just seem to die so fast. Hades actually feels like he's more tanky than he should be. But overall, this guy is just a really well-rounded, all-around good robot that I find to be very easy to play. And, you know, I actually get more kills with this guy than a lot of my other robots. Great robot. Everybody should have one of these guys. Alright, so the next robot is the Tyr. First off, Tyr is a great healer, so he can earn you a lot of extra silver, and he's also pretty good at brawling as well. So he's a good healer and a good brawler. He moves pretty quickly, he can get to teammates pretty quick to heal them. He's just a really good all-around robot. Now, this guy, I do find him pretty easy to play, but it did take me I would say about a good week to get used to this guy, to kind of learn when to go in and out of his ability. Alright, that was kind of the hardest part, was figuring out when to use this guy's ability, but once you get the hang of that, this guy is just an all-around awesome robot. Everybody should have one of these in their hangar. That's my opinion, at least. Alright, Falcon or Traditionalist Falcon? I'm going to go with Traditionalist. Number one, he's very hard to kill, and he's very easy to play. Alright, if you get a pilot, throw the Traditionalist skill on it and nothing else, Falcon's still going to be really great, especially in the lower leagues. And I mean, the enemy team is going to have a really hard time taking this guy out. Very fun to play, just very easy to play. You can end up doing a lot of damage over a long period of time because, especially in the lower leagues, man, the enemies just can't take this thing out in the lower leagues. In the higher leagues, it takes, you know, 3 or 4 robots to come and take this down, or Titans. The only problem with this guy, though, is the Titans, their weapons go right through the damage resistance these days. Alright, all the Titans' weapons have damage mitigation, so robots with damage resistance, you kind of want to try to keep those away from the Titans, okay? That's the only fallback with things like this, or Fenrir or something, is the Titans go right through your damage resistance. But, besides that, this guy is amazing, hard to kill, easy to play, just an all-around great robot. And without the Traditionalist skill, he's still pretty tanky and very fun. You just need to make sure you don't use the ability at the wrong time. Alright, once that ability comes out, you lose all of your damage resistance, and at that point, this robot dies pretty easy. So, you need to make sure you're very careful when you use his ability, and even if you don't have the Traditionalist skill, and he'll still survive for a pretty long time and be very good and fun to play. Alright, next on the list is Phantom. Phantom is extremely fun. He's fast. He's just a blast to play. I love this little guy. Like, I don't know if I would say he's one of my top killers, but he's definitely one of my top damage dealers. You can just go in, do as much damage as you can, and if you get into trouble, you hit the button and you leave. You're out of there. You teleport to some other place. I think everybody should have a Phantom in their hanger just for the fun factor. They're tough. The only thing is you got to watch out when you don't have your ability going. The Phantom actually dies really easy, and you can see this guy has more hit points than my Hades, but for some reason the Hades feels more tanky than this guy. Now, when you have the ability going, and this guy has got the damage resistance added on to those hit points, he feels extremely tanky, and he's actually very hard to kill, but he does rely on that ability. Everybody should have one of these in their hanger just for the fun factor. It's fun, it's good, and it's actually really easy to play. Alright, we're going to go with King Arthur. The reason King Arthur is on the list is he's the first Titan that you're gonna get this guy, and he does really, really well, even without a lot of upgrades. You know what I mean? Get this guy to like level 6, or get all of his upgrades to like level 6 or level 10, get all of those weapons to level 10, and this guy really, really does well, even in Champion League. Alright, just so you guys know, I am playing all of these robots in Champion League, and they're all either 9 or level 10. Arthur is up to 42. Titans are a little different on the leveling, but you get all of these upgrades here. The levels between level 6 and level 10, Arthur really starts to do well. I mean, a lot of the other Titans, you got to put a lot of platinum into them before they really start to perform well. But this guy really does well without a lot of platinum, so I think this guy is probably the best, like, average Joe's, average player's Titan. Very easy and very fun to play. So this is basically my top pick for a really fun, really good, and really easy to play hanger. Okay, you should be able to rack up a load of kills with this hanger right here. Like if you were to build 5 robots, this would probably be my suggestion. Alright, so let's go look at a couple other robots which are also really good. Alright, next we have the Ravan. Now, he's actually better than some of the robots that I have in my hanger, but Ravan is a little different. He's a little weird. He's a little hard to play. The cool thing about this guy, though, is he's very hard to kill if you use your skills right. If you get the pilot skill, add that Daft Survivor, plus if you happen to be lucky enough to get Mr. Poe, which is his legendary pilot, and you put a phase shift on this guy, he can just keep going into, like, the phase shift type modes, and the enemies just can't take this thing out. That's one of the best parts about it. It's not really hard to play, but it's not easy to play. It's definitely a really cool robot. I do think everybody should have one of these in their hanger. I think it's not quite as easy to play as some of the other ones. It's it's a very different robot. Some people love this thing, some people hate this thing. I think he's awesome. Alright, this is definitely a robot that everybody should have. Okay, so next is Blitz. Now, Blitz does take a little more skill than any of the other robots I've mentioned so far. And Blitz has one major drawback. Alright, he has this built-in shield when you activate his ability, and the enemies can take that shield down and blow you up quickly. So, personally, regular Blitz, very good, but if you can add the Clive Vicious pilot to him, that gets rid of the shield and adds 90% damage reduction, or damage resistance as well, instead of the shield, I should say. Alright, so you're trading the shield for damage resistance. Alright, Blitz is just a little killing machine. He still takes more skill to play, but if you get that Clive Vicious pilot on your Blitz, this is definitely something everybody should have in their hanger. He works great with several different types of weapons, but very fun, very deadly, awesome little robot. I do think everybody should have one of these with the Clive Vicious pilot. Now, for you new guys, alright, Griffin is actually a pretty decent robot. If you're just starting out in the game, make sure you get yourself a Griffin. He's not one of my favorite older robots, but he does really well. He jumps. He can be kind of tanky. He's got enough hit points. He's got good firepower. He's a great starter robot. You're probably going to throw this guy away. You're going to outgrow this guy eventually. But if you're new to the game, this is a great starter, okay? Leo. I actually love the Leo. He's only got one drawback, is he's actually really slow. All right, if Leo wasn't slow, I would still play this guy. Every once in a while, I still bring him in Champion League. He's got 3 light weapon slots and a heavy weapon slots, and he's got a lot of hit points, okay? Mine's at level 9 with 200,000 hit points. He's cheap to upgrade compared to most of the other robots, and if he moved faster, he would still be a very, very viable robot on the battlefield. But if I were new to the game, I would probably have 2 or 3 of these in my hangar. I mean, they're that good when you're a new player. These are just awesome tanks with nice firepower. Like I said, they move very slowly. That's the only thing about this guy. He moves really, really slow. But besides the fact that he moves slow, I love my Leos, okay? I would still be playing this thing in Champion League today. If they were to ever buff this thing and make him move faster, I would be all over it. You would see this guy in my hangar probably somewhat often. So this is something everybody should have. Now this one might actually surprise some of you, but for you new guys, the Gareth, he moves fast. He's got a physical shield that protects him. This is a great beacon runner for somebody who's just starting out at the game. Not too long ago, they made so you could buy this guy with game cash. I would definitely suggest getting one of these. I used to use mine all the way up until Expert League. I think around Expert is where I finally outgrew this guy. Up until Expert, I had my Leo in my hangar. I had this guy in my hangar. And I still really, really like this guy. But unfortunately, in Champion League, okay, his little physical shield, that's the problem with the physical shield robots, is once their physical shield breaks, they die pretty easy. Or if somebody's able to get like behind them or beside them, where, you know, they're shooting you and bypassing your shield, you die pretty easily. But if you have this guy and you play him correctly in the lower leagues, he can really wreak some havoc, and he's great at grabbing beacons, okay? I used to love this little guy, but unfortunately, the weapons in Champion League are so strong these days. A couple shots, they'll break his little shield. Mine's level 10. Wait. Mine's level 9, okay? Mine's level 9. It's only got 67,000 health, so that's actually really, really low. He can't compete in the higher leagues at all. Now, like, Leo can still compete in the higher leagues. Griffin, he kind of can, but not really. But this is one of those things where if you're new to the game, you're just starting out, get this little guy as soon as you can. He doesn't really cost all that much cash, and he'll really carry through for several of the lower leagues into the mid leagues, okay? Definitely worth having in your hangar. This is another one that's really awesome for some of you guys that are newer players. Honestly, I'm not sure if I were newer, I don't think I would spend too much gold on buying robots. You need to make sure you unlock your 5th robot slot. But this thing is crazy, crazy fun to play, and he can be pretty deadly in the lower leagues. But probably around like silver, maybe diamond, you're probably going to outgrow this robot. So that's something to think about. But if you happen to get one of these in the lower leagues, this guy just rocks. I still love my Galahad. This guy does cost 2,500 gold. He's just not quite where he needs to be in Champion League these days, okay? Mine's leveled up more than this. This is a level 1. He's got 70,000 health. He does have that physical shield. Once that physical shield breaks, you know, he kind of dies. But you stick a magnum, 2 magnums, and a Tyran on here. This little guy really shines in the lower leagues. I wish this guy got a little bit of a buff so I could still play him, because, man, this is still one of my favorite robots in the game. He just can't really hang in the higher leagues. He's okay in the higher leagues if you play him very carefully, but you will probably outgrow this guy eventually. Okay, so here's one I didn't mention. This robot takes a lot of skill to play, and he's very, very hard to play. Okay, I've never done good with him, but people who are good with a Strider can be extremely deadly. I mean, he's an assassin. He can get in there, he can blow you up quick, and he can leave, okay? Very, very high skilled robot, so this robot is not for everybody. But if you can get good with one of these things, even in the higher leagues, this guy will destroy some people. But unfortunately, he's not that easy to play. Mercury is something you might want to look at. Very, very, very deadly robot. Again, extremely hard to play. You almost need lockdown weapons. This guy relies on his jump and his stealth. Alright, if you can land right next to another robot and hit him with that blast wave, plus you got your stealth to take him out, extremely deadly robot, but very, very, very hard to play, okay? I'm not sure I would recommend everybody getting one of these in your hangar, but if you happen to have one or happen to get one, and you can get good with this guy, he can really wreak some havoc on the battlefield. Alright, this is one of those robots that if you like tanky robots, you should probably have one of these. Again, this is another one where the Titan weapons go right through his damage resistance. Very hard to kill, okay? This guy and the Falcon have very similar, like, tanky abilities. Both are crazy hard to kill. This guy is a little easier to kill than the Falcon. If you put Traditionalist on the Falcon, the Traditionalist is much harder to kill, but this guy has a lot more firepower. But this is one of those robots that I wouldn't say this robot is for everybody. Not everybody should have this robot, but there's a good majority of the people out there who would probably do very well and love to have this guy. And finally, I'm going to mention one last robot, which is the Loki. Should everybody have one of these in their hangar? I don't know. I don't think this robot is for everybody, but if you want a troll robot that can stay in stealth and just, he's really good at grabbing beacons and messing with the enemy team. All right. If that sounds like something you would enjoy, this guy is actually really good at that. He's probably for you. The only thing is, like, if another robot has anti-stealth, they're going to take you out really, really fast. Okay. But this guy can be extremely fun. He can be extremely good at stealing the enemy's beacons. And a lot of times the enemies just can't take you out because you can stay in stealth as long as you want. He's definitely a Loki, trickster, troll type robot, okay? Anybody who likes that type of gameplay should definitely have one of these in their hangar. And that's pretty much it. So let's go ahead and play a game with the hangar I have set up. Alright, so in my opinion, this is kind of like your average Joes. Everybody should have these robots hangar right here. This is the Traditionalist Falcon. Without Traditionalist, Falcon's a little different. But if you're going to get the Falcon, I would definitely get a pilot with a Traditionalist skill. And then you can try it both ways and see which one you like better. But let's go ahead and play a battle. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty much my hangar I would recommend to most people. Let's go ahead and start off with the Phantom, because these are all really good robots that are generally really easy to play for the most part and do very well. This little guy usually does a lot of damage. He's a great beacon runner. I think I currently have 3 armor kits on him. Sometimes I put the Battleborn module I pulled out of a crate on here, and that really helps when you're trying to grab beacons. But for right now, we're just going to go ahead, and my teammate's already up here, so we're just going to play support and try and help my teammate grab this beacon. Now I can teleport out of here anytime I want. Just make sure your ability doesn't wear out. Alright, that's the main thing with this guy. You want to make sure, okay, I'm going to go. Oh, I waited too long. I just say make sure your ability doesn't wear out, and guess what? My ability wears out, so I died. So that wasn't a great way to show off how good that little guy is, but it is what it is. I made a mistake. Like I said, he dies really easy when his ability is not there. Plus, he was up against several teammates at the same time. Alright, so let's bring out the Hades. We're going to try and lock this guy down. Alright. We want to take him out as quickly as possible. He's going into some sort of shield mode. I don't know what's over there hitting me. That thing was fast, whatever it was. Yeah, we don't want to shoot the purple shields, but we do want to try and take this out. Hades is pretty much a robot that you always want to stay behind cover when possible. Alright, he's got a purple shield. Well, so do I. Perfect. Now, if he wouldn't have had his last stand there, I really would have killed that guy quick. Oh, we got a purple shield up there. Time to bring mine out. And let's try and lock him down. Alright, we got a kill. I really rack up so many kills with Hades, it's not even funny. But you always want to stay around cover with your Hades. He's a great brawler, but he's more of a pop-out, use your ability, and hide robot. Alright, that guy went to phase shift. Can't hit that guy. See if we can hit this dude. We want to stay away from that June because that's going to hurt if it hits us. There's a Blitz with his little shield. See, that's the thing, but the Blitz, you take out his shield and then he's super, super easy to kill after that. He relies on that little shield. I tried to lock that guy. There's a Loki. Can't even hit him. Super troll robot over there. That Blitz is probably going to pop out. I'm just going to go ahead and use up all this ammo. I'm being hit. Holy moly. Alright, I wasn't expecting that. That guy went to ability. Yes. Got him. There's a guy up there. But if you play Hades very carefully, he can really last a long time and rack up a lot of kills. So what's going on up here? We need to take this beacon. And he's got a phase shift. It should be over right about... right before I got that kill. Somebody's up here in our territory. I'm going to go ahead and bring in the Tier. I think Tier is a really good robot to bring in right now. And we're going to try and... If you get just the right height, you can kill these things. Alright, I need to go back into healing mode. And I'm going to go ahead and phase shift. That little Strider beat me up. I'm telling you guys, these rockets are so strong these days. It's crazy. Strider is crazy deadly if you're good with him. He does die super easy though. I wish I were better at flying Striders. Alright, we got a guy dealing with that. We need to come over here and get this back. But yeah, I mean, I've got a lot of health back. This guy really heals himself quickly. I did get beat up pretty fast, but that happens sometimes. Alright, we got our beacon back. Alright, that little guy died. I did lose one of my weapons, and that kind of stinks. So let's try and get the Spectre. And I'm going to go ahead back into the healing mode, and I'm going to phase shift it. Now his ability is about to wear off. So let's take him out real quick. Back into the healing mode. So that wasn't the greatest. It didn't really show him off as good as he could be. He's a much better robot than that. He just didn't have a good run. Usually I just do really, really well with that guy. So now we're going to bring in the Falcon, which is extremely hard to kill. So you guys, I'm sure you guys will probably see why I say this dude is amazing. He's got low firepower, but he's got loads of health. The only thing that really takes him out easily are the Titans or the entire team. If the entire team's fighting you, alright, it's a little hard to survive for a while. But I'm stuck on this thing. Sometimes when you fall off, things are a little weird. Here comes a Leo. Leos are great tanks. They're just slow. That's the only problem with the Leo. Very, very slow. But yeah, I find every robot I have in this hangar very easy to play. Very good robots and very easy to play. Now one thing that's nice about the tanky robots is if I use the advanced healing module, watch how fast I get all that health back. Unfortunately, I've got a Ming up here. Like I was saying, the Titans go right through the damage resistance. So anytime you're getting shot by a Titan, it's not good. Okay, here comes a Pursuer. That's really the downfall of the robots like this. I guess we'll go play one more game. Why not? Let's play one more. Can't hurt to play another one, right? Alright, 1.4 million damage. Not super good, but not super bad. I came in second place. That guy must have been running boosters because he got first place, and I actually did better than anybody on the team. So let's go ahead and do one more battle. Alright, that was quick. We loaded in really fast there. And I'm going to start off with the Phantom again. Hopefully the Phantom does a little better this time. Last time he got blown up really fast, which is not normal. Usually the Phantom is very hard to kill. I was probably up against people who were just really strong with maxed out weapons is my guess. I wouldn't be surprised if they had maxed out thermonuclear reactors and everything else. Plus some of those pilot skills to give them more weapon damage. I could be wrong, but that would be my guess. Alright, let's try and get this little guy. And if I get in trouble, I can just teleport out of here and leave. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and leave before my ability ends, because I really don't want to be in the battle when I lose my ability, because I will die very quickly if that happens. We want to get rid of this old ammo. There we go. So now we're going to go ahead and use the ability, and we're going to charge in on this guy. And we're going to see what we can do here. Cryos are nasty, but I think we're going to kill him before his cryos can get me. I got to watch that ability. You don't want to let that run out like I did on the last battle. Alright, we're out of here, okay? Now I'm having a good run with this little guy. Super fun. But that last battle really wasn't that great, unfortunately. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and use this. Let's lock on. Ow! Thank goodness I had my ability, or that probably would have hurt really bad. Alright, let's take this dude out. Let's go after this guy. Always watch that ability timer, okay? Because when that runs out... Oh, crap. Alright, I hit the button just a split second too late. And I'm stuck on something. So hopefully I can get a couple quick kills here. I got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, there we go. I've got my damage resistance. I'm actually going to use this to get out of here. I'm going to run over this way, I think. Try and get that Lancelot really quick. I think my team needs a little help over this way. There's one guy back there. Well, that dude's almost dead. He's jumping in. Alright, we gotta go get this guy. We gotta finish this guy off, because he's probably gonna come over here and try and get our beacon. Alright, I got all this damage resistance going, so... And that's a Ravana, so he's gonna be able to try and troll me here. Oh, he used it twice in a row. Hopefully he doesn't have it ready again. There he goes with his phase shift. And I waited too long. I lost my ability. Alright, there we go. We had one of those jumping spider bots come over to help me. I did wait too long. My ability ended. So that's the main problem I have with this little guy, is sometimes I wait too long to teleport back, and that kills me. But anyways... Let's go ahead and see if we can get another kill really quick. I need to get this beacon back. So I'm not going to teleport out here. If I die, I die. I'm just going to do my best to take this dude out. Oh, we got a kid. Alright. Phantom down, guys. Okay. Kid's weapons were very strong. And like I said, those weapons go right through your damage resistance. So... there wasn't much I could do at that point. He came in, he hit me with his blast wave, and he had all the damage mitigation that wiped me out really quickly. Alright, so this is a very strong, very hard-hitting setup right here. I always try and go in this mode when I need to move. And I'm still a little too far away. Alright, I probably should have went back there. Let's try and take this guy out really quick, and then we're going to try and see if we can heal our teammates as the teammates try and grab this beacon. Alright, this guy needs healing, so right now I'm earning a bunch of silver by healing this guy. So the first battle wasn't that great, okay? First battle we had wasn't that great. Alright, so we got our beacon back. Does anybody need healing? Alright, let's keep healing these guys, and we're gonna go after this guy and try and kill him. He's trying to escape, but he's a very slow. It's a Leo, he's slow. That's the problem with Leo. He can't really get away when he's under fire. They are hard to kill though. They're very tanky robots. So anyways, you guys get the idea. Alright. Very fun hangar to play. Very good robots. Everybody should have some of these on their team. In my opinion, some people may disagree, but these are my picks for robots that everybody should have in their hangar. And then we went over a couple more, which are also really, really good, but much harder to play. So I really mainly tried to pick the ones that are easy to play, which I think most people would do very well with. Alright? Every robot's a little different. Every robot does take some time to get used to, so don't expect to just get a robot and be amazing with it. It's going to take you 3 or 4 days, maybe even a week to really get good with a robot. And you got to make sure you level your robots up according to your league. Once you get into champion, you've got to have your robots to at least level 9. If they're not level 9, they don't perform very well. I find level 10 is really where robots start to feel pretty nice in champion league, at least most of them. In the lower leagues, if you can get a robot somewhere between 6 and 8, that's great. All right, if you can get a robot to level 6 and you're in like silver league, that's awesome. You know, then work on getting everything up to level 8. And anyways, you guys get the idea, and I think that pretty much wraps this video up. So I will catch you guys later, and I hope you all have a great day. All right, see ya.